recording 1990. What are we here for?
In order to get your and we might as well
50th anniversary.
And I never seen it before.
50 years with each other.
Is that right?
What's that?
Quiet down over there.
Yeah, let's...
Then you know it's...
Quiet down over there, James. James. Hey, James. Quiet down. We got a program over here. And we're on the air. You can get on when they start advertising. Yeah. 50 years together. When were you married? How come you got married?
Well, we just wanted.
You did?
That was the thing to do in them days, Bill.
Where did you get married at?
Oh, we got married in Sydney.
Yeah, that's 50 years ago.
Yeah.
50 years of one woman.
We went to Miles City on our honeymoon, too.
Yeah, all the way to Miles City.
Miles City.
Believe me,
Oh,
we really
that was a long way.
You took a quite
Well,
a...
that was a good spot to go.
Yeah, you bet it was.
Cattle town.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
For a piece of it.
We want to find out what happened when you was a kid. Your dad owned the ranch here.
Yeah.
You were born where?
He still homesteaded here. I was born in town.
In Sydney.
Yeah.
And then,
We still got the house that I was born in.
is that right?
Yeah.
We're not living there.
We're not living in it, no.
No, you wouldn't want to.
Well, I don't know.
Anyhow. What? When you were a kid, where did you go to school? Over here?
I went over to school half a mile east and a mile and a half south of here. Gossett School.
Now, what about you? Where'd you go to school?
Oh, I went to school in Enid.
Enid. Oh, that's right. You were Army.
Yeah, we're good.
Why do you know about that?
Yeah.
Why did we do that?
Well, I guess we had to.
Did they force you to go to school?
Yeah.
We had to go to school. Okay. Now, I got a list of things I want to ask you. What about a pet?
Oh, I had
When you was a kid. How old were you when you had a good pet that you're going to remember?
Yeah. The first dog I had was called Curly, and he was a water spaniel.
Water?
And he just loved water. And I remember when me and Dad went down to the river one time. First thing he did when he got to the river, he jumped in. And oh my God, I thought he'd go down. Because Dad had just told me to stay away from the river, and he jumped right in.
Yeah, he went right in. He came right back out.
Yeah.
What about you, Mary? You remember any pet?
Yeah, I remember Nero.
Nero.
We had him for a long time. We had him after we moved to the valley.
Yeah, that's true. I remember Nero.
Do you remember Indian? That Indian pony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that guy and you got threw off?
Huh?
That's the guy, that's the pony you got threw off of.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, the Indian pony. He jumped out of his legs.
Yeah, but I thought it was a big
The way he
horse.
went, he jumped through and Lamb broke his arm, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was terrible.
Traumatic.
Dad was a little upset about it.
Yeah.
I had my first horse was Dan. The horse Dad had, Dad bought him from Wyoming.
Dan?
Dan, yeah.
We had a horse named Dan.
And I rode him to school when I was in the second grade.
We had a horse, Dan, and I rode him to school, too. Down there when he was on the Eisenhower. Amazing, you know? We're going to turn the volume up a little.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll have to.
Can you hear me, Bill?
Well, anyhow, what chores were you responsible for when you were a kid? Did you have to milk some cows?
No, I didn't have to milk when I was in school. But when I come home, I had to take the ashes out, and I had to
Get some wood.
carry out the slop, and I had to get the wood, and I had to get the coal, and I had to get the chips, and I had to make sure that the kerosene can was full.
And you have to fill up some water.
Oh, yeah, I had to haul it. I had to, oh, you bet.
That water bit was something else.
They had a reservoir and a tub, but I don't know all of it you had to fill besides. My gosh, it was about 4 inches, too. I had to fill all them up.
How about you, Mary? You remember any chores you had to do?
Well, I remember when I was 5. I can just a faint memory, but I can remember seeing Mom washing dishes, and I thought, oh, I wish I could do that. I'd just give anything.
That was a mistake right there.
But Mom wouldn't let me.
She wouldn't.
And then by the time I was 10, I was
You had the dishes.
Yeah,
All by
I
yourself.
was on the dish detail.
What else?
Oh, I swept floors and I didn't do much cooking though until I was older.
Oh, when you started cooking.
12, 13, 14.
And that was where? In Enid?
That was, well, 13 I'd be in this one.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Well, then, what? You had some good friends while you were going to school.
Oh, yeah,
I know one of them, Fern Scanlon.
right. But my first one was Clara, who's Decker.
Clara Foos, that was
Yeah,
Enid.
out of Enid. We
I
were
remember
bosom
that.
friends. I'll tell you, we shared a boyfriend and we
You shared a boyfriend?
Oh, you bet.
It was him?
Remember old Walter Rood?
Walter Rood.
Yeah, Walter Rood. Oh, we thought he was a dream walking. But he didn't even pay attention to us.
What about you?
Well, there were some boys around here that they were mostly the Kenoi kids. They Kenoi.
Canoies.
Yeah, they lived
I remember the name.
over here about a mile and a half.
I remember the name.
Sometimes they lived 6 miles away,
Oh, yeah.
and I run around with them. We had saddle horses. That's the way we
Is that right?
visited each other in them days. We
I
always-
heard somebody talking here a little bit ago about saddle horses. Who was it? Two guys were out and they were, one of your one of your kids, I guess. Who was? I don't know who it was. But him and a friend of his, well, each had a horse. And they were a little bit, wound up with beer or something. And they were racing these horses, and then while they were racing, they changed horses.
Oh,
You remember that?
no, I don't remember that. Huh?
I don't know who it was.
How
I think it
were
was
they
Johnny.
do that?
Johnny and somebody else. Okay, where are we at here on this?
Bill? Bill?
Oh, I gotta tell you one thing. This reminds me of a game we played with Barnard. You remember when they lived down there?
Yeah,
with us?
sure.
We used to play cut.
Yeah, just for a second.
Advertisement coming up?
No, I want
It's a cigarette commercial here.
to. Actually, I want to get another tripod. I'm tired of holding the sucker.
I'll bet you are. Get another tripod.
You gotta get it.
Okay.
You're on, eh? Is that Radio Shack ad over with? Did you sell any radios?
Not a thing.
Okay, forget it. Let's go on this. What are some of the games you played again? We were talking about games.
Yeah, well, I remember playing hide and seek,
Hide and seek.
ante-eye over, pum-pum pull away.
You remember anything that happened that was funny in that?
Oh,
Tell about Roy Barnhart
okay.
did.
Well, you tell about it.
Well, I remember that one game, Pum Pum Pull Away. No, I thought it was.
And you played,
You said ball. We were playing ball.
last couple out,
I get you.
and you skipped rope.
Yeah, but he's wondering.
I'm talking about that ball game that you said he lost his hat.
Oh,
This Roy Barnhart
yeah.
was with us. Heck, he was fairly old then, too.
Oh, yeah.
He liked to play ball with us, play games with us. And some kid bumped his head and his
Wait.
wig came off. Good night. I couldn't believe it. He grabbed it, put it back on. I couldn't believe it, you know. But anyhow, that was one of the games I'll never forget. Man, we used to play hide and seek.
Yeah, hide and seek. Yeah.
What else?
How about you? What did you?
Well, of course, I don't know, we had a lot of fun with our saddle horses. And then one of the bad things was I rode the saddle horse to school. In the spring of the year, in the fall of the year, we'd always close the gate so the horses could graze in the yard. And somebody would leave the gate open.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the
And then the
problem.
horses would get out that way, and the whole school would have to go and round them up. I think Tim probably remembers that, don't you, Tim? Yeah.
How did you guys meet? In school?
No, we met at the Triangle.
Oh, the triangle. Hey, let me tell you about the triangle.
At a birthday party. Now, tell me, let me explain something.
Good.
It was at a birthday party for Kay Adams.
Turn up your volume.
Oh, no, that's loud enough. You can hear me, can't you, Bill? And
Is that loud enough, Bill? Oh, okay.
went with a bunch and went back with him. Went home with him.
Well, truth of it was that they figured out that she should have a boyfriend and I should have a girlfriend. So they kind of arranged it so we would be together out there.
And from then on, that was how
That
long?
was her birthday was November 1st, but I think we had it on Halloween the 31st. 1939.
Very nice. And you were married in 40?
September 29th.
Except for the 29th.
Anyhow, you had, how many children you had? 7 children. And they're all, are they all here now? Yeah, they are.
6 of them.
Yeah, the 6 of them are here. And they came from where? Where'd they come from? We're going to interview them.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
You want us to interview them?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I love their friendly bugs.
Yeah, I do. Jim from Albuquerque, Jim and Alice and family. Marianne and baby. Diane from
Boston.
Baltimore.
Oh,
Maryland.
Baltimore. Yeah, okay.
Karen from Seattle. Kathy from Portland.
Joanne from Lincoln.
Joanne from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where she's at.
And Jim is the one that owned John, I mean, is the one that owned the farm.
Yeah. You worked at Penny's for a long while too, didn't you? How long you worked there?
Oh, about 3 years.
2? 3 years. Okay. And you were school board.
Well,
Weren't you?
That wasn't a job. That was a...
when I was going with her, I worked at the Holly Sugar. I worked there, I think it was 6 years.
Yeah.
I got up to where I was battery foreman.
And then you quit.
Well, the war come along and you couldn't get help out here on the farm. So I had to stay home and take care of the cattle in the winter time.
Yeah, I remember that factory bit. After I got out of the service, I went down there and went to work, but I didn't last long. I run that pan floor.
Yeah, you were fan floor helper. Yeah. Oh, what did you do? Let it run over?
I had to run over, had that stuff all over the place. Okay, now, grade school subject? You went to grade school, did you?
I went to, the first year I went to school in Sydney and stayed at my aunt's. And the second year I started in Dawson. I finished 8th grade in Dawson. Then I went to 4 years of high school in Sydney. And I graduated in 4 years, too. I wasn't dumb, but I wasn't smart. I got a little bit better than average grades.
Well, don't feel bad. You're not alone on that subject. But anyhow, how about you? You went to high school in Sydney, too, didn't you?
No.
Did.
Remember any of your teachers, favorite teachers?
Oh, I had a lot of
I mean, you go here and I go there.
What were your favorite subjects? What did you do? What did you learn? Or did you learn anything?
Yeah, I must say, the teachers
They didn't tell you how to get married.
grade school and high school
No.
were top.
Go again.
But I see what the results are today. I think I learned enough in the 8th grade, up to through the 8th grade. But, I didn't have a problem in high school at all.
No, good.
Same, maybe.
No.
Less, what was it like when you were in school? Did you have a lot of people in your
Luckily, you're
class?
all wet.
There weren't a lot of classes, were there?
Well, let's see, at Enid, there were 2 rooms, one was upstairs and one down. And believe me, when you got to 5th grade, you were really uptown.
Everybody was plugging to get upstairs.
Boy, yes.
I remember that. You know why? Remember why they wanted to get upstairs?
Why?
They want to slide down the manor.
Oh, well, that could be.
That's right. I mean, they just love to go up there and slide down. And I remember when we had Christmas programs up there. We were glad they had them up there. We wouldn't mess the program, but we wouldn't mess with the program. We'd slide down the manor. Teachers catch us scared. But that's about takes care of that, yes. You had a dog, Nero, that you liked. Let's see. Games, you had that. Grade school, you like that. Listen, here's blank now. I wasn't supposed to do on that one. But I think we've about taken care of this. Have we been here 15 minutes? We got time. We got to take our time for an ad.
14 minutes.
15 minutes for an ad. Is that what we've been on? 15?
14, yeah.
Okay, now we're going to start interviewing these people. You want to do like we did?
All right.
Okay, here we are. We're at Johnny Mercer's ranch, and we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Mary and Russell Mercer, and we have their eldest daughter with us today. And she, where did you come from? Baltimore, Maryland. How long are you in Baltimore?
I've been in Baltimore for 10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah, I was overseas before that. I came back to go to school at Johns Hopkins.
And what's this deal you're doing overseas? You're going overseas a lot.
Yeah, I work in international health, and right now my work takes me to Africa. I'm working on some projects of AIDS prevention in Africa.
AIDS prevention. And how did you get involved in that? Through which hospital was it? Or college?
Because I work at Johns Hopkins University.
John.
Yeah, Johns Hopkins University. They had a request to do a program like this, and because I've been involved with something similar, they asked me to.
And where did you go to school? Sydney?
Went to high school in Sydney. I went to college in Minnesota.
Minnesota? 35. Minneapolis?
College of St. Teresa in Winona.
You have been married.
Yeah, I was married for a few years. And about a year ago, decided to adopt a baby.
I was just going to ask you about Maya.
Right.
Maya. Where did Maya come from?
Maya came from Peru.
Peru? And you were in Peru?
Yes, I went down in October. Got her in October and then went back again in December and finally was able to bring her back to Sydney. Came back to Sydney.
You had quite a house.
It wasn't actually too bad. It took longer than I was hoping, but it was
Red tape. Well, listen, it's been nice to talk to you, and we're glad you came out.
a great pleasure, Bill.
Okay?
Great to have you here.
That'll be about it for yours. Unless you got something else you want to say. Do you have something you want to say? There we go. We're on. We're on the air.
Great.
And you are Joanne, the youngest.
That's right.
The youngest of the family, okay? And it looks to me like you've been married. Where were you married at?
In Austin, Texas, in 1985.
What did you go down here for to get married?
No, I couldn't find anybody. I guess up here.
Well, you went down there and you found Phil.
That's right, Lyshevsky.
Lechesky. You know, I was trying to think of that name.
Yeah. I bet when you went to pick me up at the airport. Yeah, I
didn't thought of it. But anyhow,
Okay, good.
You have 2 children.
Yeah.
This is your youngest. And
Philip Andrew the fourth.
the 4th.
Mary Claire.
Married?
3 years old and 1 year.
And now, you've been traveling around a lot, haven't you?
Yeah.
You getting tired of that traveling?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
does after so much.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you ended up in...
Nebraska right now. We were, after we left Texas, we lived in Scotland for 1 year.
Scotland?
Wow.
Out of town.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, what's it like? Did you like it over there?
Yeah. It was very interesting.
Scotland, but
People were really nice.
they were.
And there was a lot of differences between the United States and Canada.
Oh,
That was kind of interesting.
Well, it's great to have you up here. Hey, Alice, too bad Phil didn't come.
Yeah, that's right. He has to work, you know. That's right.
Let's face it, we've all got it.
Yeah, that's right.
I finally quit.
Redone it twice. Is that right? Is that right? Okay. Yeah, just stand by for a minute, please. What I want to do is I want to get all this charred oil out of here. That's the reason why you cut this stuff thin, though, is because you can. That way you can cook the meat fairly fast while the vegetables have not been overcooked. Supposed to be. But this may be a little. No, I think it'll be a little.
You're going to say hi to Russell here. Hi, Russell.
What's this, dear?
That's big Jim Mercer up there doing all that frying. You'd think he knew all about it, too, wouldn't you? Huh? It looks good, really. Looks like a good job. Everybody's waiting to, everybody's standing here waiting to get cooked. Oh, you're not going to get cooked.
I know, I'm thinking that before I look at it.
Yeah, you did good there, Garvin. You bet. But knew you would, huh? See, that peanut oil is a lot more resistant to, okay, so what we got next here? Great, yeah. Just me and nothing else? Okay, babe, I can handle that. Matter of fact, what I should do is put that in here. Who's next? Give me another one.
More meat.
Marie.
Yeah, and you're James Mercer.
That's right. Son of the cook.
Son of the cook.
Oldest son.
He's the son of the cook.
Son of the oldest.
Right. Okay, fine.
That is kind of
Bonnie?
Did you know he was out here?
Bonnie? Well, yeah. No. He went to the house. Oh. And then you are there and everyone was leaving. Oh. We just pulled in
I'm a wife of the cook, mother of the cook. Daughter of the cook. There we go.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay, very good. Paul? Come on, we'll get you on the picture here.
No.
Come on, Paul. Come on, haven't seen you for quite a while. How are you?
She wants to be interviewed.
No, I don't. Not right now.
Last time you saw Paul, he was Ruby. Ruby. Here's Ruby. Ruby, come here. Ruby. Get down here. You come all the way up from Everybody was hungry, I know.
Kids played in
They're still like Jim and John. How could you just have to come down this week? You know, what's going on down here? Are you waiting for cook up to the food?
Yeah, I was welding after.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I already did it. I didn't realize.
You got it off?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
SCHERF.
Oh, okay. How do you spell it?
Helena, Montana.
Anyway.
Helena.
But then when they
Almost
Sure. Okay. Then I wanted to this is your mother from the wine?
Yep.
Well, we were all coming. Come on, Mom. Give him this food. Give him this food.
That's my food. Yeah.
Who's the Paul? Yeah. This is Paul's mother here.
See,
My name's Ravina.
she's a pig.
Oh, don't dump it. Okay, and your husband?
Somebody's got to start filling some places.
Your husband went in for Okay, let's just edit these
Too much trouble.
At least we know you're here. Oh, boy. That's nice.
Bring it over there. Well, thank you.
Come on, Ted. Get over here.
And happy 50th wedding
With the rest of your family.
Happy
Okay, we're on.
50th
This is
wedding
Ted Sure.
anniversary to
Hey, Jim.
Russell and Mary.
Feels good.
This is Ted.
Drop it in there. Is it okay?
This is Ted.
Great. Hey, well, you got to go get some more. Drop it in there, buddy.
I'm Ted Sure. And you've been in Sydney for ages.
Is this thing going now? Is there sound attachment?
Yeah, it's on. Come on. You're on TV. If you got anything to sell, I'm here. Anything to sell, start selling.
Okay. All right. I first came to these parts in December 1975.
Probably not. Is that right?
Yep. I lived up in that room up there. Came here kind of on a whim and came up from California, and it was 28 below zero. The coldest I had ever seen, and I had never seen snow crunch like that before.
Yeah, right.
And then I helped John out. It was the week before his wedding, and he was getting prepared to be married, living the last few days of his bachelorhood out here.
Yeah, you guys
on the farm. Well, yeah, we had some fun. We went up to the Ranger Bar all the time, and come home midnight or so and tool around up these old gravel roads looking for deer to see if there were deer.
Poaching.
No, never did that. Just look around, kind of scout around. When I first came here, we came through Great Falls, Marianne, Thorstensen, and I. And I can't think of who else, but I think we were there.
Oh, yeah, you are. You
We stopped
were
at
hungry
Great
before you
Falls
came
at
over
Les
here. You got to be
Canber's
hungry
parents'
now.
house and ate this
This is
like
good stuff.
burger.
You're going to try it.
Oh, yeah?
Elk casserole.
A lot of vegetables and a lot of
And then
meat.
by the time I got here,
Well, we're going to try it. We've never tried this before.
but I think it was
Well, you don't have to eat green pepper. Okay, well, you just wait.
Yeah,
You'll taste it. What's the matter?
Oh, ask me another question.
What do you want me to ask?
Oh, I don't know. Just,
Well, where did you go to school? In California?
no, I went to school in
Now,
Washington U.
Who is that? I wondered if I put it in front of him.
That's enough? Okay. And then I lived happily ever after.
okay, Ted.
You were interviewed?
What's your name?
Joanne
He wants to
Overfell.
go into town.
Oh, you're Tim's wife?
Jake.
Oh, Jake is here today.
Thank you.
No, great. And you're ready to get okay.
Looks good.
Head out.
No way.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Who else is
Wait a minute, Bill. Let me get the thing turned on. Okay, you can go.
It's on now.
Thank you.
What was that name?
Garvin White, neighbor of John Drake.
Yeah, I don't know.
How'd you find that?
Yeah, you're done. Well, hey, this is some pretty good food, really. First time I ever tried it.
You definitely have to learn how long it is.
Yeah, well, I was wondering about that. Not a minute or a second longer, you can take her off this window. The only way to do it. Grab right there.
There's these two kids over here eating
I bet you just went into the house.
coming out of there. I think that's her car. Well, we'll get them on there.
Okay. Okay, it's a great meal here.
Interview. Come on, partner. This is.
Now, who are you?
I'm Kathy Mercer. Yeah.
Kathy Mercer. And where are you at now? Where you live?
Portland, Oregon. Yes, a long way away. You're gonna be okay. Sure.
Well,
Let's drop another one in
That's what I
here.
wanted.
Okay, and your husband is not
Them guys,
No, my husband and my 5.
Oh, she's got one there.
All back in Portland.
You can.
Joanne, wake up.
There you go.
You said you want some in there.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Russell can go in there, I can pull it
You're
out.
cooked up there?
I'm going to have a cook. I got the leaf on it.
God damn, we'll fire that wino.
He's saving it for himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what he did. God damn it.
Tim's over there?
Yeah,
Red Jug with that lawn boy.
This is yours, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
I don't think it melted. 2 years ago.
You do a lot of paperwork like them. I feel like you're doing it.
No, it looks like this tool.
I noticed.
You can play with it.
Now, Jake, your dad's name was what?
Jake.
Jake.
Isidore Phillip.
He was the old man, wasn't he?
Oh, bluff not.
You've eaten about it so much.
It's good stuff, though, isn't it?
I should have put the last half of mine back in. I was talking too much and got told.
Really?
Never even talked
Oh,
about
we can do that. What do we got? We got old man
that one.
William the Conqueror here videotaping our ridiculous conversation.
You not, are you?
Huh?
You're not taping this, eh?
No. Just,
Just
If
waiting.
he was, he wouldn't say so. He'd lie and he found out he's a good photographer. He knows the best stuff comes out when nobody knows you. On camera.
I gotta quit, mother. I'm full.
Okay. Conquered one of them.
was good stuff, Maynard.
I've never eaten so many vegetables.
I haven't either.
Never have.
That's a good thought. I never thought of that.
No, it was never your specialty, was it, John? Vegetables. Must have I tried to put them down there.
Yeah, but look at what y'all eat. You eat cabbage and onions and carrots and green peppers and
Right.
Yeah.
well, I don't know what them sprouts are.
Yeah.
Bean sprouts or alfalfa sprouts or something.
What else? My gosh.
Maybe that's why the Orientals don't have the diseases that we have.
I think that's probably right.
My doctor was telling me that when I went in to get my mammogram, he said that Oriental people don't have cancer like
Right.
we do.
Right.
And after 10 years of them coming over here, 10 years of, what do you call it there?
Intermingling.
No, but coming over here and living for 10 years.
It's 3 o'clock on Sunday, August 5th. And this is the Elk Lodge reception for Mary and Russell Mercer for their 50th anniversary. Pouring the punch is grandson JJ, who's now conferring with Auntie Alice. This is Michael. There's James, Joanne and Philip, Erica and her mommy, Karen, Kathy. There's the anniversary gentleman.
Ask about where the cards go. They go right up here on the table by the cake.
Mama. I don't think it's that close.
Go ahead. And there's James, dipping under the video camera.
Just trying to get things
Here's Caroline. Good job, gang. Your mother. There's Mary's brother, William. She'll change her mind if you do. And here's Bonnie. Come on, Bonnie, beautiful Bonnie. It didn't flash. No, it didn't do it.
Folks, we're going to have a program now that starts at about 4 o'clock. So what I'll probably do is grab a few snacks here within the next half hour or so. So that you'll all be comfortable at about 4 o'clock for a little fun game for the Mercer household.
That's reserved for the children. Yeah. It's sorry.
Mercer, and we thank you all for coming. We planned on about 100. I think we've got about 150 here right now, so our apologies if we're a little bit late on getting some full-size plates for you folks. Believe me, we didn't mean to shortchange the folks here at the front table, but to compensate for that, we put you right up front. What a deal, huh? My name is Jim Mercer, and I'm the oldest. I wouldn't want to say I'm the number one son, but I'm the oldest anyway, of the Mercer family. And we've got everybody else here. All the Mercer kids are here today. And we've got a short program for you. I hope you're not too bored by it. I don't think you will. We've got some hidden talent in the Mercer family. We're not really any competition for the King family or the Partridge family, but we're going to try to put on some stuff here that you appreciate and enjoy. Now, the first thing I'd like to do, for all of you folks that have got your glasses charged, as we say in the Air Force, we'd like to toast Russell and Mary Mercer, so if you would, please. A toast to Russell and Mary Mercer. Thank you for some wonderful years, and we wish you many, many more. God bless you and the community you came from. Cheers. Good folks. I don't know. One of the favorite songs that Mom and Dad grew up with, and I have been collecting records for years, and I was always somewhat influenced by the music that they liked. One of the songs that means a lot to them and has meant a lot to them through the years is a song called Remember Me. It was done in 1937 for a movie, and about 1940, when Mom and Dad got married, it was a very popular song. And what we'd like to do now is the Sydney version of the King Family Singers to come on up, please. And we'll sing that song called Remember Me. And let's see now, we got a total of 6 kids here, so we'll see how this works out. Just stand by, please, while we get situated.
Okay. Do you remember one September afternoon? I stood with you and listened to a wedding tune. And didn't I go with you on your honeymoon? Remember me. Do you recall the cottage small upon a hill, where every day we had to pay another bill? And if I'm not mistaken, dear, we pay them still. Remember me. I can see that little angel on your knees. Can you see? He kind of sort of looks like me. For I'm the one whose only fun is loving you. I worry till I hurry home when day is through. And I'm the one you give your goodnight kisses to. Remember
And now we have, I think, something very interesting. Of course, 50 years, all of us know that's a long time, don't we? I mean, I was just barely not born then, right, Mom? That's right. So that's a long time ago, and it's kind of interesting sometimes to look back and to think about what things cost then versus what they cost now, the songs that were popular, the movies even then. And it seems like those 50 years have gone by very fast when you go through a list of the things that went on then versus now. It seems like it was just a few years ago. I'd like to ask my wife Alice to come up here and to read to us some of the things that went on 40 years ago on September 29th, 1940.
Russell Mercer and Mary Hamas were married on Sunday, September 29th, 1940. On the radio, they heard Blueberry Hill, I'll Never Smile Again, The Last Time I Saw Paris, When You Wish Upon a Star, Wabash, Cannonball, You Are My Sunshine, Sahara Sue, Tuxedo Junction, Because of You, and All the Things You Are. Do you remember those? The best movie that year was Rebecca. Best actor was James Stewart. The best actress was Ginger Rogers. Radio Truth or Consequences by Ralph Edwards. I'm nervous. And the World Series, Cincinnati over Detroit. And the headlines of that time, President Roosevelt dedicates Chickamauga Dam and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Germany, Italy, and Japan signed a treaty in Berlin pledging cooperation. Selective Service Bill passes, requiring men 21 to 35 years old to register. President Franklin Roosevelt, Vice President John Nance Gardner. In 1940, a 3-bedroom home cost $3,925. Today it's $93,400. And so on. This is for you. I'm scared.
Thank you, Alice. That was very nice. That's not a plug, not a plug intended, but down in Albuquerque, we got a Hallmark store down there that has all that stuff on computers. So if you give them a date, they'll tell you what happened then. That's lots of fun. Thanks again, Alice. That was very nice. And now we have another song. This time, I love this song. I just heard them do this song back there about 2 minutes ago, and I'm very impressed. Maybe these folks ought to be auditioning to replace the King family. I'm not sure. The 4 sisters, the 4 daughters, I guess, in the family, Mary Ann, Karen, Kathy, and Joanne, to sing a medley that starts out with a long, long trail of winding. Listen to the harmony on this.
Can you hear us okay? Do we need the mic? Do we need the microphone for you?
We didn't hear you.
Can you hear us without the microphone? There's a long, long trail winding into the land of my dreams, where the nightingales are singing and the bright moonbeams. There's a long, long night awaiting until my dreams all come true, till the day that I'll be going down that long, long trail with you. So let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me true. Keep the love light shining in your eyes so blue. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I heard I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Thanks, girls, ladies, women. Can't call them girls anymore, can you? No matter how old they are, you can't call them girls. We have some friends and neighbors that we've approached. Some of them we approached and they weren't willing to say anything because they're kind of shy. But we managed to get a hold of three folks that were willing to say just a few words about the folks and the relationship that they've had with them for I think in all of these situations probably the entire 50 years. And we've got the first one that's volunteered to say a few nice words is Matt, and I saw him earlier, so I knew he'd be here. Matt Dassinger, would you come up and just say a few things about Russ and Mary?
You bet, I'm more than glad to. Most of the involvement that I've had with Russ and Mary have been kind of in the political field. And from the time that, mostly prior to Goldwater, we worked in Republican politics, and Mary, as in everything, is real strong on research. And before she's ever participated in anything, she'll research it real thoroughly and come to the conclusions, and then if she's in support of it, she'll go all out to work and support it. These two people have given unselfishly of their time, not only their time, they've contributed a substantial amount of money to many of the causes and efforts that all of us, I think, that have strong moral values and principles hope to see maintained for our country and for our children and grandchildren. It's been a real pleasure to have been able to work with them and participate in many of the activities that they have worked at and supported. And the main conclusion that I've come to is that these are real fine people. And it's been a real pleasure to be acquainted with them. And I know that all of you appreciate all the effort that they've given for our families and for our country.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. I've known Matt since, golly, I guess I was in high school, right? When I first started working with him. Never did take my cleaners to his laundry, but other than that, Mom did all my cleaning, you know. Also, we have Frankie Evanson. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know you, Frankie. I'm sorry, but would you please come up and say a few words, dear, about these fine folks? Sorry, that's not nice to mess up somebody's name. How are you doing?
No problem. When Kathy called me and asked me if I'd say a few words, I told her, I said, I'm just really not very good at this kind of thing, but saying a couple words about two such very great people makes things a lot easier. I got to know Mary and Russell through Charlie, basically. Charlie had worked for many long, long hours through the Historical Society with Mary. And through the society, I got to know Mary and Russell. And I have to say that they've accomplished a lot in their 50 years that they've been married, including raising a family. And in this year, day and age, raising a family and living 50 years together is a great accomplishment. But Charlie had thought so much of Mary and Russell, and after I got to know them as well as I do, it's not hard to do. You think an awful lot of them just being around them. And I guess I can really relate to this because Mary and Russell have been there for me when Charlie passed away. They were around every time I had a problem. Mary spent many long, long hours listening to me expound on what I wished would have been, what could have been, what should have been, and what wasn't. But she was always there with so many words of encouragement to me. And I bless this lady and this man so much for what they have done for me, because they always, always encouraged me in what I did. And I have one prayer for them, and that is with every sincere thought that they may have more of the years ahead of them to be as kind and gentle with other people as they have with me. Thank you for being my friend.
Thanks, Frankie. Never did see you before, but of course I knew about Charlie, and I know how much he meant to the family. Andrew Peterson has been a person that I've known ever since, well, way before I can remember, I guess. He was about a half a mile for us there on Scar Route, and he's always been a person that I very much admired. And he's been willing to say a few words. Now, he knows them, of course, from a different perspective. Some of you folks friends in town, but boy, you know, when you're next door neighbor to somebody, you get to know him pretty well. So he may have some pretty interesting stuff to say. Andrew, would you be willing to come up and just say a few words? There he is. John Wayne of Scar Route.
Well, I'm not going to say very much. They say anyone that's ever been in politics should be pretty windy, but sometimes we can talk, sometimes we can't. We moved down to Gossett Flats the year that Russell and Mary got married, so we've been pretty well acquainted with them for quite a few years. I'm sure they haven't agreed with me all the time. I haven't always agreed with them. Even our politics was different. But that still didn't stop us from being friends, and we've been good friends for 50 years, and I hope we continue to be friends for a while yet. Whenever I needed extra help or anything, I could always knew I could call on Mercer's and they would help me. Their children and ours grew up together, have been friends, and all went their own way. We don't get together as often anymore, but it's certainly nice to be here today, and I enjoy seeing a gathering like this for a couple that certainly deserve all the acclaim that they're getting in this day, and hope to have many more years together. Well, thank you.
I noticed somebody that's interesting, you know, the Petersons and the Petersons, and somebody misspelled Andrew's last name with an O instead of an E. That's ugly, isn't it?
I was hurt when I saw it.
I would be too. I would be. Well, it was a little tough putting this program together because, let's see, we got Marianne in Baltimore and I'm down in Albuquerque, and the two twins are now out on the West Coast, somewhere out there. I don't know, they keep moving from town to town. It's hard to keep track of. John, of course, is here. But one of the things that I got in the mail I thought was a little bit ridiculous at the time, they said, send in trivia questions, 20 trivia questions from each one of you. From that, they've cut the number down considerably. I think you can see on the back of the program here, they got 10. So a lot of people must have submitted some pretty lousy trivia questions, I guess, because out of, well, what would that be, 120, we're now down to only 10. At any rate, Mary Hardy's a good friend of the family, of course. I'm sure most of you folks know her. And since she has a trivial mind, we thought we'd ask her to come up and do that for us. So, Mary Hardy, would you go and help us?
I have all the answers. So now, does anybody have an answer to number one? See, it's on the back of this. What was the first phone number in ring sequence of the Mercer party line? Well, the right answer is F. 2 long rings. Anybody that had a party, lived in the country and was on a party line remembers that. When I was a little girl, we had a party line, and one of the funniest things I ever remember about a party line, my mother and father had some minor disagreement this particular morning, and we O'Connor kids all went to school in Culbertson. And my sister, just younger than I am, called and wanted at noontime, and my mother's way she treated my father when she was upset with him, she wouldn't speak to him. So Kathleen called this particular day at noon, and everybody listened on our line. And she said, "Mom, are you speaking to Daddy yet?" And my mother never gave him that kind of treatment. Okay, now, the next one. Which Mercer child was named in the Weekly Reader jokes?
Today.
Yeah, okay. What was the name of Marion Russell Square Dance Club? How many of you belong to that? Did anybody here belong?
All right, we got 1, 2, we got 2. That's right, Margaret, I remember that.
Yeah, Mrs. Chapman.
What are the Mercer cattle brands? That one is age, 76X and age 2. What was the name of the big centennial book Mary Mercer edited? And if everybody doesn't know that...
They can go home now.
Yes. Okay, if we Mercers had to go on country roads to Gossett School, how many miles would we have to trudge through snow, sludge, sleet, and blinding darkness? 2. Okay. What are Uncle Gene Hammis's earliest call letters for his ham radio? Oh, that A. Name Marion Russell's birth years in 2 seconds or less. C. Which grandchild did Russell teach to drive a clutch car pickup? Well, yeah, Melissa Young. That's Kathy's girl, right?
Right.
Okay. What was Mary Ann's first car? A 1955 Chevy. Okay, I think this was a good idea. When they talked to me about it, I didn't know what it was, and I thought, gee, I don't want to get mixed up in something like this. But then when they gave it to me, I thought, this will take care of my 5 minutes right now.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you very much. That's very nice. All right, appreciate that. She's got a great sense of humor, so we thought maybe she was the appropriate one to have do that. Before I forget, because I forgot to mention at the beginning, what we're going to do here at the end of the program is we'll have the gifts that the kids bought for Mom and Dad up here, although, yeah, and then after that we'll have the cake cutting. So you folks be sure and stick around after the program's over, and we'll have some cake for you, which you just can't wait for that, huh? Some more fat things to have for you today. Let's see, what have we got next? I guess what we've got next, I just found out about 30 seconds ago I'm supposed to do something up here, so stand by while I get my guitar pick, and then a guitar that's hopefully tuned. John, is it tuned? Rod, it's tuned, right? Okay. And we'll try to think of some song that's 50 years old or more, huh? Well, let's see. I'll tell you what, I'd like to do a song that I did not too long ago. Captain Bailey was a fellow that was retiring from down there in Albuquerque, and...
Excuse me.
Sure, dear, you bet. And we tried to do some songs that were popular during the 25 years or so that he was in the Navy, captain in the Navy, right? Here's a song that was done by a lot of people. It was also done by Hank Snow and even Elvis Presley, so let's try a little bit of A Fool Such As I. Remember that? I don't know, remember that song, folks? But that's as close as I can get right now, huh?
Be fine, sentimental, when we say goodbye. Don't be angry with me, should I try? And when you're gone, love, I'll dream a little, dream as years go by. Now and then, as a fool such as I. Such as I am, Mama, you taught me how to love, and now you say that we are through. I'm a fool, but I love you, darling, until the day I die. Now and then, there's a fool such as I. Yes, now and then, as a fool such as I.
Thank you. I did happen to think of another one that's a rather contemporary song. It was done by Don Williams not too long ago. But I like it because it talks about mom and dad and kids and family values and the same sort of thing that we grew up with. And I think it kind of fits the occasion.
I don't believe that heaven waits for only those who congregate. I like to think of God as love. He's down below, he's up above. He's waiting for you everywhere. And he knows who doesn't or doesn't care. And I'm a ordinary man. Sometimes I wonder who I am, but I believe in love. I believe in baby. I believe in mom and dad. And I believe in you. I know with all my certainty, I know what's going on inside of me, and it's a good thing. It's true. And I believe in you. I don't believe in superstars, in foreign foods, in foreign cars, that right is right, that left is wrong, that north and south can't get along. Looking for you every day, I wonder how I will stay, and I believe in you. I believe in babies, I believe in mom and dad.
forced to do that, though. I want you to know that. Now we have a presentation from the grandchildren here. What we decided to do was essentially represent each one of the grandkids that Mom and Dad have got with a flower. The pink for the girls, the blue for the boys, and the deep red for the great-grandchildren. And I'd like to invite James and Bonnie to come up now and read to us what Bonnie has written, and to show those flowers and what they represent. Bonnie and James, would you please come forward, please? These are my two kids, by the way, from Albuquerque.
Got them all up here? Most of them. Grandparents will always be a special part of everyone's life. In the Mercer family, many grandchildren share those wonderful people we call grandparents. First, my father had Robbie and Raylene. Then, marrying my mother brought in Jimmy and Kim. From Kim, Grandma inherited her only two great-grandchildren, or her first two, Carrie and Kristen. Together, my mother and father had Bonnie and I from Kathy, and from Kathy came Melissa, Brent, Douglas, Eric, and Justin. Born of Karen were Erica and Michael. John has two, JJ and Jennifer, and Joanne two, Mary Claire and Philip. Last but not least, Marianne brought Maya into our Mercer family. We've got a bouquet coming up.
Poor Maya's getting strangled.
Thank you, James. Appreciate that. We know that kids are important to Mom and Dad because they had 7 of them. So grandkids are important too. We know that. And now, Joanne, I saw, which reminds me, I saw something the other day. It said one of the questions they were asking you, no, they were asking each one of us kids, supposedly we were supposed to answer, I think it was, maybe it's you folks, was what was your favorite family pet when you were a kid? You know, I was quite a bit older than, especially the younger kids in the family. I was going to answer Joanne. She was just a little tiny baby when I was at home, and she was just like a little cuddly doll to play with. Speaking of Joanne, she's no longer a cuddly doll. She's grown up now. She's a wonderful singer. She's written some great songs. I don't know if the song she's going to do today is one she's written or not, but it isn't. She says no. Anyway, Joanne's going to sing a song for you, and then we're going to have a sing-along besides that, so stand by, please.
This is a song that talks about a special kind of love. That I feel Mom and Dad have for us. It's a kind of love that helps us to grow and that can let go of us as children. Let's see if I can do this.
Love is gentle, love is kind, gives the room and takes the time, plays the softest melody till you find your heart.
You still good, right? No. Okay. Song of the Wounded, something. Okay, so we're going to do a sing-along here, folks. God Bless America. You all know the words, right? You all know the words to God Bless America. Joanna, you going to lead us in this?
Well, I think you can.
No, I don't know the words to God Bless America.
You don't have to know them, they're right there. Okay.
Go ahead, take it.
Okay.
Take it. Sure.
Well, this is a song many of you may remember. Kate Smith made it very popular, and apparently she was hesitant to sing it. Irving Berlin was hesitant to bring it into public, but because it was too patriotic. But they insisted, and so it became a very popular song. And if everyone would sing along, that'd be great. I think one of the things that I've valued about Mom and Dad is they've really instilled in me the importance of our country and being involved in politics and the political system and that sort of thing, and the pride in being American. So let's all remember that and sing along. God bless America.
God bless America.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, it's in the key of E, so it starts out. God bless America. Did pretty good that time. I'll tell you what, next time we have Mom and Dad's 50th wedding anniversary, we'll ask you to sing along and do it better next time, okay? Okay, very good. I was just thinking,
Usually it doesn't stop it.
you can tell I don't play guitar very well or anything like that, but I do a little bit of music. John, of course, has had his own band for years. He is, I personally feel, having seen lots of bands, one of the best, maybe even the best guitar player I've ever seen to do lead work. Marianne is great not only at music, but she's also got a PhD, so she's done pretty well. And Karen and Kathy, I had forgotten how really great they can harmonize. It's beautiful. And Joanne, one of the most unique voices I think you'll ever hear. So you got some pretty talented kids. Don't know what you did. Sure as heck didn't come from Dad, I'll tell you that. He's good at writing checks, so I'll tell you. Okay, in the formal program. Now we're going to do two more things then, so you folks can just kind of relax, and we're going to bring the gifts up here. Like I said, these are small tokens of our appreciation, I hate to add, from the Mercer kids to Mom and Dad. Then after that, we'll have a cake cutting. You folks would like to have you stick around to have some of that cake. And again, we thank you very much for being here. This, of course, represents the 50 years that Mom and Dad have been together and a part of this community. And it all wouldn't have been possible for them to do the things they've done to raise these great kids, me included, of course, if it hadn't been for wonderful folks like you in this great community of Sydney. I come back here unfortunately, not as often as I'd like to, about once every 10 years. And when I do, it is so great to see all you folks. You're wonderful people. Believe me, I've been all over the world, and you're the best. Thanks for being here today. Bye now. So, shall we bring the gifts up? Mom and Dad have been saving packing paper for years. Every time we had a Christmas, we had to save all that wrapping paper, and today she's blowing us. no instructions came with this, so we're just going to take them. Okay. Well, you can see it has potential. Once we learn how to assemble it right. And Mom has got, if you've been to the house, Mom has got a great big, I don't know, I think probably came from A.J. Mercer's bar, but anyway, she displays plates there. So this is a 50th wedding anniversary plate for her to include in her collection. Okay, now, who have we got to do the honors cake? Marianne, you got somebody lined up?
Mom and Dad might want to do it.
Mom and Dad will do that, okay.
We'll start.
You'll start it? Yeah, okay. You don't have to stand up there for that whole time. Okay, would you folks do the honors then? No, just worry.